guys, this is Rob. Welcome to another episode of Hard-Gainer-Chronicles. Yeah, we're just going to talk about some nutrition stuff, how your food intake should be if you want to gain weight, just some things you want to avoid. No. I just want to talk about some nutrition. I want to talk about ways for you to gain some weight. I want to talk about popular beliefs when it comes to putting on size as a hard gainer. It's actually a big priority for us, and it's most of the time very difficult to achieve. So I'd like to give you guys some tips and some things that I've tried, I've done, and yeah, we're going to go from there. First thing I want to discuss is the hard gainer metabolism, meaning you as the hard gainer, how your body breaks down all of your nutrients, all of your calories, and the efficiency at which it works, because that is, I don't want to say it's a problem, it's an advantage compared to a lot of people, but it is what's holding you back. So you're going to have to fine-tune your approach to combat your metabolism. From my own experience, I didn't write down my food each day. I didn't find out my basal metabolic rate and add calories from there. I didn't do a whole bunch of math. I just worked hard, ate a little bit extra food than normal. I just changed my habits a little bit, and I started to see an uptick in weight. So some of you might be thinking, sure, that sounds really easy. I'm just going to eat a little bit more each day, I'm going to lift more, and I'm just going to feel hungrier. That doesn't sound like it's going to work. Well, if you don't believe me, it will. There were points in time in my life where I did eat like a bitch bird. It was pretty embarrassing, and there'd be some days you eat like 2 meals, not even big ones, and you're not hungry, you can just starve. So my first suggestion would be, do more, be more active, increase your appetite manually. You can go out there, you can lift weights, you can go for a run, you can work harder at your job, you can do a bunch of things, make yourself hungry, because that's the only way really to increase your hunger, is to go out there and burn calories so your body requires more. That's why people gain weight when they start lifting, because their body's like, okay, dude, you gotta feed me to sustain this growth. When you find yourself hungry, or when you think you need to eat more, you probably do. Have a small snack, maybe something like a granola bar, something like a bowl of cereal, something simple, maybe a bunch of carrots, maybe an apple. You can have a banana too, anything. Just real simple, just make sure you add a little bit extra calories here and there. It's not that difficult, and eventually it will become your routine. Now to this point, you've only taken my opinion and my advice, so I'm going to give you guys some contrast. When you go online, you're going to find things like, if it fits your macros, you're going to find things like dirty bulking, you're going to find things like clean bulking. Those are a big three that are very common on the internet to how to gain weight properly. So I'm just going to give you an idea of what those things are and my take on them. So first, I mentioned if it fits your macros, or IIFYM, you might see all over the internet, because this culture is obsessed with the short forms nowadays. What this essentially means is you're going to come up with a chart or a percentage of your macronutrients, which are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. You're going to pick a percentage of your total food throughout the day. So for example, you're going to give yourself maybe 60% carbs, 30% protein, and 10% fat. That's just a random percentage choice. So what the If It Fits Your Macros diet would suggest you do is 60% of your food should be carbs, and whatever the source of those carbohydrates are, as long as it fits your macros, will suffice. So that could be cake, that could be pasta, that could be bread, that could be potatoes, that could be anything that has a carbohydrate in it, and so on and so forth with protein and fat. That's the general idea of the If It Fits Your Macros diet. Why? The things you do to me. The second idea I brought up was dirty bulking. Now again, this is a very general way to gain size. This is the most irresponsible, but probably the easiest way to get where you want to go, although you're most likely going to ruin, I don't want to say ruin, you'll most likely slow your metabolism. It'll be a tough climb to get to where you want to go. What it entails is you essentially eat everything that you want. All the sweets, all the carbs, all the fats, all the proteins, just whatever you want, as much of it as you want, just to slam your system with as many calories as possible. And this will perpetuate a weight gain. I don't really have too many thoughts other than it's irresponsible and I wouldn't suggest it under any circumstance. I also mentioned clean bulking. Now, this is the most responsible and most likely the best way to gain weight, although it is probably the most difficult. What a clean bulk is, you're going to be eating very clean sources of food, so a lot of chicken, a lot of vegetables, some light carbohydrate like some rice, something like that, very low glycemic foods. That's essentially how long it takes your body to digest those grains. A lot of very clean foods from the earth. A clean bulk is most likely very expensive, very mentally taxing, very time consuming. You gotta think about all these obstacles before attempting a clean bulk. I mentioned beforehand the way I used to eat and the way that I currently eat in contrast. So the way I used to eat was very infrequent meals, and if I did eat big meals, 1 or 2 a day tops, most of the time I just snacked and munched like a bird all day. What I changed was I increased my exercise routine. I did more, longer time, heavier weight, things to tax my system and make it require more energy. In turn, I started eating larger meals, more snacks, not necessarily big snacks, just I would have definitely those 2 big meals a day, and then I would throw on a bunch of snacks, and then some days I would just clean out my entire fridge, eat 3 huge meals, stuff like that. Just, it was a gradual thing for me. So be careful with these fad diets and these eating habits. For now, you're going to be able to get away with, you know, having half a pizza or having a bunch of terrible burgers for you because it's just your body needs the calories. You can break it down, you're a young guy. That's not going to work forever. But luckily I'm in that age group too, so I'm not exactly holding myself to the highest of standards with food. I'm giving myself plenty of cheat meals, cheat days, and when I have to adjust, explain to you guys exactly how I did that, and I'll break it down for you. This first nutrition video, I'm just keeping it very simple, very general, just because what I've done has been very general. When I decide to undertake more specific diet or challenge when it comes to food, I'll definitely keep you guys updated, and whether my results are good or bad, I'll let you guys know. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, and until I have a better send-off, bye, have a beautiful time.